What's up, everybody? This is the Everyday Moviegoer here, and I am very bored. So what I decided to do was I'm going to review two movies. I'm going to spend less time in one, because it's not really a movie that deserves to have a big, long, drawn-out review. So I'm going to spend a little time on one movie. I'm going to review one that I've really been wanting to review for a long time, and I saw a couple of weeks ago. And it's a classic movie. And if you can sort of tell, I'm a big fan of like the old movies. Like you can tell from my very first review, I really like the old movies because like some of the directors, they're really iconic and they did it first, and in most cases they did it best. Like the director of this movie I'm going to review shortly. But just to get this first movie out of the way, I just saw it yesterday night, and it's good entertainment for the kids. It's called Mr. Bean's Holiday. You probably won't see lots of reviewers on YouTube, movie reviewers on YouTube, review Mr. Bean's Holiday because they're not going to take time to sit down and actually watch it. I watched it because my little brother watched it, and so did my mom and my dad and a friend of ours. It was like a family gathering, so I just got the movie for the occasion. And I have to say, it's good. It's really good for kids. But if you're anywhere over the age of 12 or 13, don't go and like watch it with like your buddies and like drink a beer watching Mr. Bean's Holiday. It's not that kind of movie, for that occasion at least. It's really good for the kids with lots of like funny faces because of Ron Atkinson, who does a good job of playing Mr. Bean. That's his character. He can play Mr. Bean. There's lots of falling down all over the place, and there's a lot of funny faces, like really like funny faces, and little kids are gonna laugh at that. So it's again good entertainment for the kids, but I would have to give it like a solid like 2.5 out of 5, because like as a movie, it's not really like that good, but again for the kids, you should watch it once if you have absolutely nothing else to watch. If they haven't already seen WALL-E or any Pixar movie, or if they haven't seen Kung Fu Panda, if they've already seen those, then I guess Mr. Bean's Holiday, you can get that. But again, no one over the age of 13 should watch it by themselves because it's like an insult to your intelligence. So that's it for that movie. Now the movie I really want to review today is a classic movie by one of my all-time favorite directors, Alfred Hitchcock. He is one of the founding fathers of the modern-day thriller and the modern-day horror movie genre, and he was really innovative in the way that he used camera angles and really made you care about the characters in his movies, and because that's the part of any good suspense. They want you to get to know the characters and get to like love the characters, and then when they get in trouble, you want to be truly concerned about the characters and you want to be scared for them. And that's what makes a good suspense movie, and that's what Alfred Hitchcock managed to do with this classic movie, Rear Window, starring James Stewart and Grace Kelly. And it's often ranked up there with his movies. It's often ranked up there with Psycho, Vertigo, and then you see Rear Window placing like in third. And actually AFI placed Rear Window in a recent list that they did of the top 10 movies in each movie genre. In the mystery thriller genre, Rear Window actually placed first. And the American Film Institute, they know what they're talking about when they do their lists. And, sometimes I agree with their decisions, sometimes I don't. But anyway, this movie's on the list. And it's there for a good reason because Alfred Hitchcock manages to do so much with such like a limited budget. There's only one set in the movie. The entire movie is filmed on this one set that they built for like $75,000. And it's like an apartment complex. You see like a whole bunch of apartments like built right next to each other, and you see like people like in their rooms. It's not a huge like elaborate set, and it doesn't take place like in like China and once in then like Asia, or it doesn't take or like Africa in another scene. It just stays like in this one complex. The premise of the movie is that James Stewart's character, he breaks his leg in a car accident. And what ends up happening is he's confined to his wheelchair in his apartment, and all he can do, is sit on that wheelchair, and just to pass the time, all he can do is look out his back window to see what all the other neighbors are doing, and he's looked out his window for so much that he actually developed a schedule. Like at 1 o'clock, this person comes outside, and at 2 o'clock, this person does this. He's so obsessed with looking out the window, and you can tell by the look on his face and by the way James Stewart acts. It's almost like if he can't live without looking out the window. And again, that's another Alfred Hitchcock trademark, that he makes his characters troubled, and he gets good actors so you can actually see how troubled the character is, and the actors perfectly convey that. And Grace Kelly is also in the movie playing James Stewart's girlfriend, who really is really concerned about him, but she lives the high life, and she's a model, and it's a contrast to James Stewart's character, who's a simple everyman. And he goes out on trips, but he goes out to Africa because he's a photographer. He goes out to Africa, and he stays there for weeks and weeks, and all the swamps and stuff. And then here's Grace Kelly, who plays the high-end, high-life model. So they're complete opposites, but they attract because they truly love each other. And I like the way that played into the story too. And again, you get to know the characters really well. And it really draws you into the movie. It really draws you into, deep concern for the actual characters. And if anything wrong happens to them, you're on the edge of your seat, waiting to see what happens, because you're scared that something bad's gonna happen to them, and you care for the characters. And that's what Alfred Hitchcock managed to do with this movie. And the amount of suspense, the amount of heart, pounding moments in this movie on just one set. It's unthinkable, and no one has ever tried to do anything like that again, except with Disturbia, which people call a remake of Rear Window, but it's not, because it draws from Rear Window, but it's not a full-blown remake. So don't go into it. So if you haven't seen Disturbia yet, don't go into it thinking it's a remake of Rear Window. But anyway, get Rear Window, rent it, Blockbuster, Hollywood Video, wherever video store. Rent it, watch it, and you won't be disappointed. Unless you don't like old movies, and I can't help you. If it has to be big budget, if it has to be special effects and explosions all over the place, I can't help you with that, because this is pure simple filmmaking at some of its best. So that's it for this review. So again, Mr. Bean's Holiday, watch it with family. Rear Window, watch it right now. So this has been The Everyday Moviegoer, and my next video, I'm going to review the classic John Woo movie, Hard Boiled. I'm gonna watch it tonight, and I'm gonna get a review up as soon as I can. So until that video, this has been The Everyday Moviegoer, and keep on watching movies.